The H1B Guy here, and today, the H1B Guy news for the week ending May 24th, 2024. Today I'll cover H1B transfers on the rise, CHIPS Act funding nearing the end, and Trump tough on H1B visas. But before we get started, I'd like to ask you, if you haven't already, to please subscribe to the H1B Guy channel here on YouTube and like this video so that I can continue to produce more content like this for you. I also wanted to mention that H1B Guy offers a variety of consulting services. I help businesses and individuals solve complex work authorization issues in the recruitment process while bringing awareness to employment-based immigration benefits. If I can help you, please reach out. I'd love to hear how. And you can book an appointment directly with me via the h1bguy.com. Today's news is brought to you by Syndesis, the ideal plan B for high-skilled immigrants currently located in the U.S. whose status may be uncertain, by PERM-Ads.com, the industry leader in providing a seamless experience for employers and immigration attorneys navigating the complex PERM recruitment ad phase of the labor certification process, and by Mob Squad. Are you a technology professional facing U.S. work visa-related challenges? Don't leave your fate up to chance. Our partner Mob Squad has a solution. Join the squad. Now, the news. On April 16th, 2024, David Beer, in a post on Cato Institute titled, "Not Indentured, Most New H-1B Hires Are Changing Jobs." Quote, H-1B visa workers are leaving their initial H-1B employers more than ever. The number of H-1B workers changing to new employers by fiscal year from 2005 to 2023, H-1B visa workers changed jobs over 1 million times, 1,900,890. The number of switches grew from about 24,000 in 2005 to a record 130,576 in 2022, a more than five-fold increase. In fiscal year 2023, H-1B workers changed jobs 117,153 times, a slight decline from 2022. H-1B job shifting is more common than H-1B workers starting H-1B employment for the first time. In 2023, about 61% of all H-1B workers starting with a new employer were existing H-1B workers hired away from other employers in the United States. This means that U.S. employers are more likely to hire an H-1B worker already in the United States in H-1B status as they are to hire a new H-1B worker not already with H-1B status. So this is a cause and effect from two separate issues. First, the change in the H-1B lottery registration and selection process that was put in place from fiscal year 2021 through fiscal year 2024. And second, the amount of H-1B layoffs that occurred from 2022 to really current 2024. With USCIS implementing the necessary changes to curb the multiple registration fraud that was occurring, the first point will be less valid as we move forward. However, we continue to see waves of layoffs occurring in tech, and that doesn't appear to be easing more than it's an ebb and flow. Industries in environmental tech and green tech continue to reap the benefit of these big tech layoffs with concerted efforts to acquire and upgrade their talent. They've been one of the biggest beneficiaries of the H-1B change of employer transfer filing. Which leads me to, on May 23rd, 2024, Megan Casella, in a post on CNBC titled, "Here's Where the Last $6 billion in CHIPS Act Semiconductor Award Money is Going." Quote, "The rollout of the Biden administration's CHIPS Act award money has so far focused on providing major awards for major companies, with just four leading edge Semiconductor manufacturers receiving the lion's share of the 33 billion that's been allocated to this point. Now, with 6 billion remaining, the focus is shifting to sending smaller awards to smaller companies, dozens of them up and down the supply chain. The question of where the remaining CHIPS Act award money will be headed is looming large now that the Commerce Department has announced recipients for nearly 85% of its grant money and has committed to allocating the remaining funding by the end of the calendar year. Hundreds of companies are still vying for a piece of that money that remains. More than 600 initially submitted statements of interest. Commerce Secretary Gina Raimondo said in February that only 9 have received awards so far. I've covered the impact of the CHIPS Act funding several times, specifically as it related to growth in the environmental and green tech spaces, and the recommendations to create alternative visa types to support the talent acquisition demand. It's really difficult for me to fathom how $27 billion in grant money has already been allocated with only 6 billion remaining. And of that 27 billion, it went to 4 organizations. By placing an emphasis on awarding smaller grants to smaller firms, it brings us back full circle to the talent acquisition cycle, specifically via H1B transfers. The CHIPS Act is considered by most to be one of the Biden administration's most significant accomplishments. Whether or not it has the impact it is projected to have by the year 2030 is still yet to be determined. On May 23rd, 2024, Patrick Thibodeau, in a post on Target Tech titled Trump's Return Could Shake Up H1B Visa System. Quote, as the 2024 U.S. presidential election looms, immigration attorneys are bracing for a potential second term for former President Donald Trump, fearing swift and stringent actions that could impede employment based immigration. The tech industry is expected to continue pushing Congress to expand employment based visa programs, including the H 1B work visa. It will cite the 2022 $280 billion CHIPS and Science Act, which aims to revive domestic semiconductor production, as creating demand for workers. Observers expect critics of the industry's efforts to point to the tech industry layoffs and the rising number of computer science graduates. In its spring data, the National Student Clearinghouse reported that computer and information science enrollment at 4-year institutions reached 629,000 students, nearly a 10% increase from the prior year on top of a steadily rising trend. If Trump wins in November, there is reason to believe that the administration will try again with a wage based distribution system. Project 2025, an effort by a long list of conservative groups to set a blueprint for a Trump transition, recommends in its mandate for leadership the conservative promise that the H1B program be transformed into an elite program to bring in only the top foreign workers at the highest wages so as not to depress American opportunities. So here we go. Speculation on what the future of the H1B visa holds if former President Trump finds himself reelected and named the next president of the United States. If you recall, when former President Trump ran for office the first time, he ran on reforming high skilled immigration with a merit based point system. Unfortunately, his agenda quickly changed once elected, and he allowed his advisors to develop a much more restrictive policy directed towards the H 1B and other temporary work visas. What's more concerning is that the vitriol and hate that some of his former advisors have continued to spew on a variety of platforms. While many believe that former President Trump will be good for business and the economy as a whole if reelected, the fear is that he will be terrible for high skilled immigration and prohibit positive, beneficial immigration reform. For the full post on the H1B Guy News for the week ending May 24th, 2024, please check out the H1BGuy.com. And a reminder that today's news is brought to you by Syndesis, the ideal plan B for high skilled immigrants currently located in the U.S. whose status may be uncertain. If you're facing an H1B denial or OPT expiration, don't get caught off guard. Make sure you have a plan B, and Syndesis is your answer. They'll gladly help you navigate the process. And if you'd like to find out if you qualify, please be sure to use the link in the video description below, and someone from Syndesis will be in touch. By PERM-Ads.com, the industry leader in providing a seamless experience for employers and immigration attorneys navigating the complex PERM recruitment ad phase of the labor certification process. If you're looking to reduce your costs and overhead associated with PERM labor certification recruitment advertising, let PERM-Ads.com help you. And by Mob Squad. Are you a technology professional facing U.S. work visa related challenges? Don't leave your fate up to chance. Our partner Mob Squad has a solution. Mob Squad helps technology professionals facing U.S. work visa related uncertainty remain working with their current U.S. employer nearshore from Canada, as well as technology professionals from around the world who are seeking to find a rewarding opportunity in North America. Through their partnership with the Canadian government, they can obtain a Canadian work permit for you and your spouse in as little as 4 to 6 weeks. So, whether you're looking to stay working with your current U.S. company or you want to find a new opportunity in Canada, please find out how the team at Mob Squad can help you via the link in the video description below. Join the squad. Just wanted to ask you again to please like this video, subscribe to the H1B Guy channel here on YouTube, and click the bell for notifications so that you're notified anytime we post new content here to this channel. If you've made it this far, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Really appreciate your support. The H1B Guy, your global source for all things H1B.